Today I'm going to show you how to pick your first radio, all the things to get, and how to set it up. Nice and easy, as simple as possible, as fast as possible. I'm just going to make sure that our chat is working. And then we're gonna get going. So, hi. She's not talking. Is it gonna talk to us or not? Dun dun dun. Okay. This one. Okay, and then sign in here. I have to sign in. I'm signed in. Let me log out and log in. Do I have to turn this on every single bloody time? Ah. Okay, forget this. Forget that for now. This is working again, finally. Okay, very good. These are all going to be bloody videos. Okay, now let's start recording. Today I'm going to show you how to get your first radio, what to pick, what to buy, how to set it up, and how to put Express ELRS on it. As simple as possible, nice and quick, so that we can have it all in one place. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to go to my channel right here, and the first link there is my website. And I've made kind of like a guide on my website so that anyone can just pick and choose some good stuff. So at the top, I have some things that I sell. I show you some of my drones, some frames, but as we go down, we have like a recommended buyers list. Okay, so right here, you're going to see these radios, and these are basically the only radios that I really recommend worth getting. They're solid, they're good. I'm using it myself, and I've been using the cheapest, basically, radio worth buying, and I like it, and I love it more than radios that cost, like, way more. And I used to have, like, a Tango 2, which was, like, $250. I sold it so that I could get one of these cheaper ones. So I will never recommend anything to you just to like shill. Like these are good things. You're going to love them. You want to get a good radio. You don't want to get a kit with some crap radio because you're just going to replace it later. If you pick a good radio and you pick something you like, it should last you forever. So your two options are basically the Radio Master Pocket and the Radio Master Boxster. The Boxer is like heavy duty. It's a big radio. It's smaller than like the huge radios that people used to have back in the day, but this has like 1 watt of power. This has up to 250 milliwatts of power, and honestly, to me, this does more than enough than you'll ever need. The 1 watt is kind of like overkill, and I'm able to fly to the top of the CN Tower and back, no problem, using this little thing, and I don't really feel like I have to go much higher than that. I really like diving, but this radio, basically, it's going to outperform any of those crappy toy radios, and it feels nice, it's solid, it's good. So you click on the link and it'll take you to get it, or you click on this link. It'll either link, it doesn't really matter. You're going to go here, and now you can choose between the charcoal and the transparent. Now there's new options now too, so you can actually go pocket crush, and these used to cost more. Now they're both the same price, but here you can pick a color. So if you like the colorful ones more, I thought these would be like rubbery, but they're not. They're just kind of like hard plastic, and they have those different colors, so you can choose whatever color you want. And as long as you click my link, that helps me out a bit. So use my link because I'm helping you learn stuff. These ones are kind of cool because they're kind of clear. So I have this one. I like this. So regardless of which one you choose, you're going to want to choose Express LRS as your radio system. This gives you other options for like cheap old toys from back in the day, but Express LRS is a standard that we're all on. And FCC versus Europe and whatever, but even if you're in Europe, you can get the FCC. It might not be legal, but the FCC, I think, has a little bit more power on it. Okay. So when you're getting this radio, you can just buy the radio. If you have your own 18650 batteries, then you can use those. But if you don't have batteries, you're going to have to buy batteries. And then there's this upgrade CNC gimbals. So for less than $200, you might as well get these gimbals. Even if you don't use them right away, later on you'll be able to upgrade the gimbals. And the ones that come with it are fine. I'm still using it, but just to have those CNC gimbals, it takes this budget radio and turns it into a premium product. So I would suggest
Liquid Reality. Said. Clear versions illumination expose your position if you happen to be concerned about that.
There you go. The CNC though, it's nice. I would get it all because altogether you're spending less than $200. You're getting a beautiful product. Now, if you wanted to get that other radio, the only other one I'd really recommend, like lots of people like the TX16, and this is like the full size, big, like old school radio, and you can get those, but really the Pocket and the Boxer. So now look, the Boxer Crush, it has the same kind of colors, so you can pick all the different colors, but for $189, this has full-size gimbals. So this gimbals, they're miniature, and I like them, and they're small, and I can just shove it in my bag and go anywhere. I like traveling as light as possible, so I was gonna buy the Boxer because I think that the Boxer is actually the best value, but my friend had a Boxer and a Pocket. I tried them both, and I fell in love with the Pocket. If you play video games and stuff, and you like the way a video game controller feels, then you'll like the Pocket. So I would get the Pocket. But if you want just the best value and like the most power,
Sick. I love my Radio Master Pocket.
There you go. So if you want though, just like the top premium, full size, everything, then you go with the Boxer Crush because it comes with the CNC gimbals. You can get the cheaper one, or you can get the way more expensive one, and I'll show you those. But these have nice colors. I really like that yellow. It reminds me of like old school, like that old school like sports car yellow. I don't know if you remember like the IROCs and stuff. Now, if let me show you just the other ones. Let me show you the other ones. The Boxer, yeah, there's a plain one. So that one's a bit cheaper, but it's just like for an extra $40 to have those CNC gimbals, to me, it's just a no-brainer. I would not get this one. And you have to get your battery for it too. And there's all kind of here. You can get all that stuff. And then there is a new one called the M12. No, the GX12, which lots of people like too. It has both the long range and the short range. But personally, I think this is an ugly radio. I don't really like it. And you don't need the dual thing. It just sucks up more power. Express LRS 2.4 is more than you need. Unless you're planning to be like long range, then you can go for the 900. But it's just more complicated stuff that you don't really need to worry about. And later on, you can put a module on here if you wanted to do that stuff too. But most of us, we're doing freestyle. We're flying at the park. We're flying our whoops. We're doing little stuff. So we don't really need any of this. And honestly, I find this radio a little gimmicky. It's a good radio, but if you like how it looks, I'm very like, I like the way a certain thing looks. I think it's ugly, so I would never buy it or recommend it. But you can do your research. To me, it's the Pocket or the Boxer. So now once you've got this, Once you've got your radio, and remember the batteries, the gimbals maybe, or the Crush that just has it all, and the battery for that. And it will have that. So let's say you got the Boxer and you need the battery. There should be here. See, there's the battery, and you can get it all together. You can also order some receivers if you want. This is what you would have to put on your drone if your drone doesn't have a receiver on it. So let's say you're building a drone or you have some bigger drones. You're going to put these receivers so that they talk to the radio. So you could order a couple of these for later on. This one's very good. It's good enough. But if you wanted something that had like really, really excellent reception, there's the where is it? Is it the diversity one? I think it might be the, yeah, it doesn't have the Gemini. It doesn't have Gemini, which is like those two systems. This is just the same system with two antennas. So this has like a rock solid, like this is what I'd use to make sure that I can kind of penetrate through buildings better and whatever. But all this stuff, you don't really have to worry about. We got the radio. So now how do we take the radio and start being able to use it on simulators and put Express LRS on it and be able to do all that stuff? So let's move over to the next screen. Okay, here we go. We got audio back. Okay, so the first time you're going to set it up, you're going to turn it on. Okay, you're at the home page. You're going to hold down model, and there's going to be these different models, and the top one's going to be pocket. And what you can do is when there's multiple options, you can rename it. You can name it whatever you want, but you're going to select that top model. You can delete all the others, but that top model will make what the heck? Did it just disappear? I don't know what the heck just happened. Okay, we're going to hold on model. I don't know what happened right there. So you're going to turn on your radio.
Welcome to HTX.
You hold down model.
Switch warning.
And you're going to select the top one, because the top one has all the switches and whatever set for you. You have that top one selected. Now your radio is going to work fine. Now what we're going to do is we're going to set up Express LRS on it so that we have a binding phrase. So you'll have to set up your radio. You'll have the binding phrase for your radio. And then you will be able to later put that binding phrase on all of your quads, and it'll all work lovely. So let's go back to the computer and do that. But you select the first model. You can delete the other ones. You can rename it, whatever you want to call it. And now your radio is good to go. We're going to go put Express LRS on it, update it, and put a binding phrase.
Wesley Cox said, "What packet rates best for freestyle on the pocket? Mile range max."
We'll get, okay. We'll talk about that after. Pretty soon, okay? So now we're on the computer. We want to make sure that our radio is set up with Express LRS and everything. So we just we type Express LRS, and now we go here, and we can do everything online. We don't have to download any programs or configurators. See, run Web Flasher. Okay, so now you're going to do transmitter, because we're going to set up our radio. Now, whatever radio you have, let's say I like having everything on 3.5. Okay, let's just put it on the newest firmware, 3.5.4. My vendor, we find Radio Master. Okay. Now you go radio frequency, we have 2.4. Now the hardware target is going to be, you would get the Boxer or you would get the Pocket, or whichever radio you choose, whatever company you use, you can do it all here. Okay. Now look, it says download the Lewis script, so you can download that. It's downloaded now. Now you're going to go next. You're going to have your binding phrase. For me, it's Mr. Snake. So now you're going to choose a binding phrase you can remember. You're going to use that for everything. Now you're going to take your radio and let's go here. I'll just show you what we're doing. Okay. So you take your radio like this, and you're going to plug it in here with the provided cable, and you're going to select USB serial. Okay. Now, my computer. Now, here you're going to click flashing method, and it's going to say either Edge TX. I think serial. I think serial will work. We'll see. I think serial's fine. Next. Okay, we're connected to the Radio Master, so you click that. Okay. And now it's going to flash the radio. It's going to put that binding phrase on it, and it's going to update to the newest Express LRS. Okay.
Chaser FPV said, "Hey yo,
Hey buddy.
this is my first day.
Okay, we're gonna do.
Thanks for teaching me."
We're gonna do Edge TX pass through. We're gonna try that. Okay. We're gonna collect Radio Master, connect, and sometimes it doesn't like to work on my computer. Okay, so it looks like you use the Edge TX instead of the other one. Okay, so it's flashed. It's flashing. We're gonna have the newest firmware on the radio. Dun 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 dun. And if this helps you and you find it useful and you enjoy it and everything, I got a little PayPal down there. You can toss me a couple bucks, or you could become a member of the channel, or join my Patreon. All wonderful things. Because I did this just for you. Just for you. Or check out my website. Get a drone off me. I make wonderful drones. Okay. Here we go. So it's done. Now that should be set up. Now we got to do something else. We're going to go back to this. Here we go. So we're going to disconnect. We're going to disconnect our radio. Boom. Now we're going to connect it again. And we're going to scroll down to the USB storage. We're going to select no. Okay. We're going to stick it in. And we're going to select USB storage. And we're going to click that. And you do that with the radio. You scroll with the wheel and you click it with the wheel. Okay? And now, what you're going to see here. Okay, so when you plug it in and you select the storage, it's going to open up the memory card that is on your radio. Okay, and you might also want to just take this, copy it, and put it in a folder so that if you ever lose anything, you can put it back on, no problem. That's just something smart to do. Now you're going to go into scripts. You're going to go into tools. And now you see this, these first two ones, you can just delete them. Okay. And now you open up another folder. And now we're going to go to downloads. We downloaded this thing, this script. What just happened? Okay. What is going on? Okay, so now we're going to take this downloaded thing. We're going to dump that there. That's the new one. And I'm just going to fix this title because it bothers me. I'm going to get rid of that one. Okay, enter. That's there. Now your radio is all set up and ready to go. Hope that made it nice and easy for you. Now, in the next video, or in the next portion of this, I'm doing this all as one big thing, okay? Now we're going to go into simulators. I'm going to help you pick the right simulator and teach you how to start flying, how to start practicing, give you all the exercises that you can do that will get you ready for before flying a real drone, okay? Let's do that. So we're going to stop this. Okay. And we're going to record a new one. So we got that all set up. That's done. Why is my mouse being weird? Okay, you know what? Okay, we're coming back to the radio because somebody wanted to talk about settings, okay? So with your Express LRS settings, I'm going to teach you some stuff about the settings. So you hold down System, you click into Express LRS, and now I'm going to show you something. The packet rate. The packet rate you want to use, there's all these different ones. You want to use the 500 hertz. That is perfect, okay? The 500 hertz is perfect. All around does everything you need to do. Now, the telemetry ratio, it sends out packets at different rates. So if you have it here low, this is going to send out like race. This will be so fast. This will be a little bit less fast. So it's like it's the ratio of like sending packets back and forth and whatever. So let's say you're at a whoop race. You can put it on race or you can just put it on 1.2 and that's going to be the fastest. But it comes at the cost of a little bit less range. So in general, I find Express LRS is happiest at kind of like 1.16. So you can fly at 1.16 and this will be perfect for being at the park, for flying nearby, close proximity and whatever. And then if I'm going to get a little bit more sketchy, dive some buildings or whatever, then I'm going to put it at 1.32. And I don't usually go to 1.64. I find 1.32 is perfect. So for instance, for me, when I'm racing, I do 1.2. When I'm at the park or whatever, I'm at 1.16. And then when I'm doing some more sketchy stuff, I'm at 1.32. And that's kind of like the settings that I will use with that. The other thing is model match. I will make sure model match is off. And every time I set up a radio, I'll make sure model match is off. Because if model match is on or off on different quads, you'll always have to turn this on or off. So just turn it off. Make sure every time you set up a different drone that it's off. And now with the power, I always have it at 250 milliwatts. I don't, if you're at a race or something and you're indoors, then you take it down to 100, take it down to 50, 25 if you want. But I just have it at 250 because we don't have a 1 watt like the Boxer or whatever. So I just want to have a nice stable connection. And I've found that that is perfect for me. Okay? Bloody mouse is dying. Okay, mouse back alive. Is my mouse okay?
Chaser FPV said, "The simulator is important. Don't look past this step as a beginner."
Okay, where the heck? I need to charge the thing. Okay, hopefully that's good now. Okay, simulators, here we go.
Joseph Bonisi, Floreskin FPV, said, "Hi, planning to transition from FRSKY slide to ELRS. Do you know what difference there is from the Radio Master Pocket and Pocket Crush PLS?
Yeah, I just went over.
Facing fest.
I just literally went over all of that in this video. So just go to the beginning and watch it. I just got to move on to the next part. I'm trying to get a pile of stuff done. But yeah, just go watch this video. I'm closing this. I'm going to start a new stream and just do the next one because we're moving on to simulators. But I just explained all of that in this video. So just go watch it and it'll teach you how to set it up. It'll tell you everything about the difference. And
Joseph Bonisi, Floreskin FPV, said, "Okay, thanks."
Yeah, just watch it from the beginning and you'll be good. Okay? I literally just went over all that, help you choose what to get, where to get it, all that stuff. Okay? Have a good one.